You've heard of Big Sur, but what about Little Sur? This is Cambria, California, or Pines by the Sea. It's often overlooked, but does this charming seaside village have a magic of its own? In this episode, we'll check out the illustrious Moonstone Beach and discover whatever the heck an Olallieberry is. I'll admit, I'm guilty of never even stopping here before now, so by the end, we'll see if it's worthy to be crowned one of California's hidden gems.
Why pick Cambria?
Oh, and by the way, it's also haunted.
Cambria, or Cambria, I'm talking to you, Karen, is located midway between LA and San Francisco along California's State Route 1. It's like an antique shop by the sea. Downtown, you'll find art galleries and cozy cafes reflecting the town's creative spirit and historical charm.
So Cambria dates back to the late 19th century, and it was once a logging community before it was turned into a charming coastal California town. To us, what we love about it is there's not many people, so it is a hidden gem. Maybe you go to Solvang for the Danish character, you come to Cambria for the British character.
The first thing to do in town is indulge in the local town's most famous treat.
This is Linns, one of the most iconic places in town. Apparently they have the best pies, so let's go check it out.
But what is this flaky, tangy goodness? Well, it's the Olallieberry,
Which is a blackberry raspberry mix. They put it on all their foods.
They host like an Olallieberry festival, they have jams, they have a gift store here to sell everything. It's the signature of Cambria is this Olallieberry here from Linns. If you were to decide one thing that makes this town really special, home to the Olallieberry.
Olallieberry on a country fried chicken sandwich. Yeah.
And I got one of their famous chicken pot pies.
but I consider myself a pie connoisseur, so I'll tell you, is this one worth traveling for?
Oh my gosh. The berries, ooh. Flaky top, just absolutely delicious. Olallieberry, 10 out of 10.
And the real magic in town happens here, Moonstone Beach.
This is Moonstone Beach behind me, which is the star of the show here in Cambria. It is about 1.5 miles long, the boardwalk, the Moonstone Beach boardwalk that goes all the way down. It's so pristine. It's hard to describe because it looks so foggy here. It's weird because it is chilly, but once you get down there, it's actually not as cold as it looks. It's hard to capture the beauty of this place and what it feels like. Moonstones are shiny pebbles, and that's what it's known for, the moonstones on Moonstone Beach. They're supposed to capture the light and make just an iridescent, beautiful landscape here. All of the little hotels are right here on the shoreline, and it's really close to downtown Cambria too. I think the thing that you're supposed to do here is just relax and really come to rejuvenate your soul. There's a bit of a spiritual energy here that kind of forces you to calm down and just have a glass of wine and read a book and drink your coffee and be with your dog and create memories here.
If I were to recommend one amazing meal in town, it would be hands down here, Robles.
There's two quintessential places to go in Cambria to eat, Linns and Robles. This is global cuisine, Indian, Mexican, Thai food, Asian, anything you can think of, they got it. Oh, and it doesn't hurt that it looks like a magical fairy garden, Elle's specialty.
I'm gonna read you a little bit about the history of Robbins here. Robbins' home was built in 1935 by Frank Souza, who was the construction foreman at Hearst Castle. He spent an incredible $2,626 to complete the building. This place has humble beginnings.
Word to the wise, Cambria is not a cheap town. It's a little bit less expensive than Carmel, but still a pricey place to be, so bear in mind.
And like every old town, the spirits of the past walk among us.
This little teeny shack is the Cambria Jail. It was built in the 1860s and was a working jail all the way to the 1960s. So your parents could have been jailed in this place. Could you imagine being jailed in this? It's as wide as my wingspan almost. And I'm not a big guy. This is all the sunlight that you get. El Chapo could have gotten out of this in 15 minutes flat. Oh, and by the way, it's also haunted.
This museum here used to be a schoolhouse, and it's allegedly one of the most haunted places in town, haunted by past residents or former students. Apparently people have seen flickering lights and apparitions. I'm trying to see if I can find a ghost.
This is the Bluebird Inn, and it's said to be haunted, just like a lot of other places in Cambria. So the spiritual element we might have been feeling earlier, who knows, maybe it was ghosts of Cambria's past. It's important to note that all these cute shops and stores and restaurants are on Mainstreet in Cambria, which is not right on the coast like where you might stay. You should stay on the coast where we stayed. And it's about a 5-minute drive to all these places. Everything is closed here by 8:30, 9 o'clock at the latest, so prepare for that.
When it's time to settle in and relax, there are many quaint bed and breakfasts along the coast, but I recommend Cambria Shores Inn. It's the perfect place for your furry family members.
This is the Cambria Shores Inn, one of the best places to stay here in Cambria. There are quite a few, but what makes this one so special is, first of all, it's been family owned for 40 years. People have been coming back and back for years. I think they like to take ownership of this place because it's super special. It's right across from Moonstone Beach, so you can have a glass of wine, your Adirondack chair, you can bring it to your room. It's just so dog friendly here. You'll see all the dogs. They have dog treats in the rooms, water bowls for the dogs. At 5 o'clock, they make homemade brownies in the lobby there.
By the way, they do bring breakfast to you in the morning between 8:30 and 9:30. So depending if you're an early riser, you might not have to answer the door.
My favorite part was reading through the stories in the guest book. People on their 4th summer here, their honeymoon, some ended up here with a broken car. It's just such a reminder we're all connected through our shared experiences.
The great thing about this is how close the hotels are to the beach, 20 steps away.
It's a dog's paradise here and one of the most beloved spots along the Central Coast. Another must-do when you're in the area is a scenic drive up the coast on famed Highway 1, where a true California landmark, Hearst Castle, resides. And if you're lucky, you might even spot some wild zebras along the way.
So very far in the distance behind me is the Hearst Castle, about 15 minutes away from Cambria. Probably the main reason why people actually come to this area. It is an actual castle that was built in 1919, and it belonged to William Randolph Hearst, who was a very famous newspaper publisher and media tycoon. The estate is absolutely gorgeous, and there's a grand swimming pool. Fun fact, it was actually made by a woman, the architect. Lady Gaga actually gave like $250,000 for one of her music videos here, and it was actually the largest private zoo in the world at one point.
Speaking of animals, you can also go seal watching right next door.
The Seal Vista Point, where you can see all these seals. They're fat, they're gross, they make sounds, and they're kind of cute. He is confused. He looks like aliens to him. It's worth a visit. Underwhelming, but if you're in the area, come.
And for all the nature lovers, this place is a hidden gem and a hallmark of the town.
This is Fiscalini Ranch Preserve. It's a protected area, a nature reserve, and it's becoming increasingly rare to have these bluffs on the side of California coastal towns because they all get built out. It's one of the rare places to see all these gorgeous trees and be in nature and wildlife. Something else that's really interesting about the Fiscalini Ranch Preserve, it's one of the last remaining Monterey pine forests in the world.
So my final thoughts in town, is this place crowned a winner? Well, I'm actually telling you in this video, but my audio cut out, so I guess you'll never know. Here's the consensus. It just might be one of the coziest, most quintessential bed and breakfast towns in all of California. And that's saying something. Have you seen our Carmel by the Sea video?
You come here to relax, to rejuvenate your soul, to catch the fog, and when the fog wears off, catch the most gorgeous sunsets ever here on Moonstone Beach.
And a bonus, Paso, Robles, the underdog of wine regions, is just a short drive away. You can even stay in this shipping crate like us. Watch that video next. I hope you subscribe so I can see you next time. And if you're still here, drop me the seal emoji. Wait, is there a seal emoji?